Winnie. Look. Sisters, prepare.
Hocus Pocus 3 is officially in the works, and Disney has already dropped some hints about the cast, storyline, and release date for the upcoming sequel. It took Disney 29 years to release a follow-up to the 1993 original, which featured Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker as the iconic Sanderson sisters. Although the film didn't immediately take the box office by storm, it gained a huge fanbase over the years thanks to its annual Halloween airings. The second movie, following in the footsteps of the original, brings back the Sanderson sisters after a group of Salem residents accidentally resurrect them. In this sequel, Winifred realizes she's been prioritizing her power over her sisters, leading to a dramatic choice where she must sacrifice Mary and Sarah for ultimate power. Despite this, Winifred's story isn't over, and the Disney Plus film hints at new storylines for the next installment. Hocus Pocus 3 might even introduce a new witch, leaving plenty of room for exciting developments. Bette Midler has recently given an update on Hocus Pocus 3, confirming that Disney is still committed to the project. Speaking on the Jess Cagle show, Midler shared her excitement about the cult classic and its sequel, noting that while the new film is still in its early stages, the delay could be attributed to the WGA strike that took up much of 2023. Despite the waiting game, Midler's comments suggest that the film is definitely a priority for Disney. Here's what she had to say. Now that they're kind of talking about a third very gingerly and very gently, they are. They're talking about a third. The second one was a huge success. She is the closest thing I will ever get to Shakespeare. She's from the era, from the time of Shakespeare. She really does put it on, and yet she has all the great things you love in a great villain. She's vicious, she's hilarious, she's ridiculous looking, and she doesn't know any of that. It goes completely over her head. The cast of Hocus Pocus 3 hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but there's a lot of buzz about who might return. Director Anne Fletcher mentioned in SFX magazine that she left the story wide open for potential sequels. Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker have all shown enthusiasm for reprising their roles, with Midler noting her willingness to return, but also wondering where the story could go next. Parker echoed that sentiment, saying she'd be happy to discuss a third film. Omri Katz, who played Max in the original film, has expressed a strong desire to come back for the sequel. Similarly, Hocus Pocus 2 writer Jen D'Angelo has voiced her hope to see Katz and Vanessa Shaw, who portrayed Allison, to join the cast of Hocus Pocus 3. D'Angelo mentioned, "We tried so hard to get the original cast back for cameos, and then it just kept not working out. But I'm hoping in Hocus Pocus 3, we'll see Max and Allison living in California." Sam Richardson, who played the villain Gilbert in Hocus Pocus 2, has also shown a lot of interest in returning to the franchise. As for the plot of Hocus Pocus 3, while details are still under wraps, we can make some educated guesses based on the ending of Hocus Pocus 2. At the end of that film, Winifred decides to reunite with her sisters, and the special spellbook known as Book ends up with Becca, who discovers her own witchy powers. This sets up a potential storyline where Becca's newfound abilities could be central to the plot of the third film, possibly passing the torch to a new generation of witches in Salem. Additionally, there's a subplot involving Hannah Waddingham's character, the Witch Mother, who appears in her bird form at the end of Hocus Pocus 2. This hints that she might have a role in the upcoming film. And let's not forget the end credits scene from the last movie, which revealed that Gilbert's magic shop hides a second black flame candle. This candle is crucial for bringing back the Sanderson sisters, so it's likely to play a significant role in the storyline of Hocus Pocus 3. At the end of Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters failed to complete their potion and disintegrated with the sunrise. However, just before they vanished, Winifred's spellbook opened its eye again, hinting at a possible return for the witches. Fast forward nearly 30 years, and after much speculation about how the Sanderson sisters would make a comeback, Hocus Pocus 2 brought them back using the same method as the first film: the black flame candle, a virgin, a full moon, and Halloween night. This time, the sisters were brought back by mistake when teenagers Becca and Izzy used the black flame candle given to them by the magic shop owner Gilbert for their birthday ritual. Seeking revenge on modern-day Salem, Winifred cast the Magicae Maxima spell despite being warned not to. This spell required them to sacrifice what they cherished most for ultimate power. As a result, Mary and Sarah faded to dust, and Winifred, in desperation, pleaded for help. Becca and Izzy cast a reuniting spell, which allowed Winifred to join her sisters in the afterlife. The ending of Hocus Pocus 2 was quite definitive. Even Billy, Doug Jones, who had been bound by Winifred's spells, faded away as the enchantments were undone. The film wrapped up the Sanderson sisters' story beautifully, Winifred learning that power wasn't worth more than her sisters, and she sacrificed it all to be with them. Billy's freedom added a final touch, showing that the sisters had been thoroughly defeated and giving the film a heartwarming conclusion with Winifred's reunion with Mary and Sarah. Bringing the Sanderson sisters back for Hocus Pocus 3 presents a significant challenge, especially considering how the witches were resurrected in Hocus Pocus 2. The film used the same method as the original, a black flame candle lit by a virgin on Halloween night. While Hocus Pocus 2 cleverly reintroduced the witches and even teased the presence of more black flame candles at Gilbert's shop, using this method for a third time would likely feel repetitive and uninspired. Audiences might be left wondering if there's anything new to offer, which could dampen enthusiasm for the sequel. Furthermore, the storyline for the Sanderson sisters reached a satisfying and emotional conclusion in Hocus Pocus 2. Winifred's primary desire was to reunite with her sisters, and by the end of the film, that wish was fulfilled. They sacrificed their magic for each other, showing growth and acceptance. This perfect ending leaves little room for a compelling reason for their return. The Sanderson sisters no longer have any unresolved vendettas or goals, making it difficult to craft a narrative that would be both fresh and engaging. Given these considerations, Hocus Pocus 3 could benefit from exploring a different angle altogether. Instead of attempting to bring back the sisters once again, which risks feeling redundant, a prequel could offer a new and exciting direction. The second film provided some intriguing glimpses into the Sanderson sisters' backstory, such as their banishment from Salem and their meeting with Mother Witch, who gave Winifred the spellbook and warned them about the dangers of the Magicae Maxima spell. A prequel could delve deeper into the Sanderson sisters' early lives, exploring their experiences before they became the iconic witches we know today. It could reveal their initial encounters with magic, their rise to power, and the events that shaped their dark personalities. This approach would not only offer fans a deeper understanding of the characters, but also provide a fresh storyline that doesn't rely on repeating past plot devices. By focusing on the sisters' origins, Hocus Pocus 3 could provide a richer narrative that adds lore to the franchise while respecting the closure given to the characters in the previous film. It would avoid the potential pitfalls of trying to force a return that might feel forced or redundant. If Disney is committed to continuing the Hocus Pocus story, a prequel would be a more innovative and respectful way to explore the beloved franchise's legacy. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.